Hello, everybody. How is it going?
It's going good.
I'm glad to hear that. So, today, unfortunately, Erica couldn't be here for this recording. So, that way we have 3 people in this episode still. We have our very first special guest. So, why don't you introduce yourself, please? Special guest.
Oh my gosh. Hello, guys.
We've got Dylan here. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Me too.
Yes.
Especially because I know that, like, Dylan, have you heard about Miraculous before? Or, like, did you just hear about it when I talked about it and then you wanted to watch it?
I've seen, like, advertisements of it at, like, stores and stuff, but
Yeah.
I didn't really know too much about it. My niece really likes it, so I didn't really get to talk to her about it, but I learned that recently, so that's kind of cool. So, yeah, this was mostly my first time getting into it. So,
Yay. Well, I'm glad you got into it because I feel like at this point, everybody, just know, everyone listening, I feel like I convert people to Miraculous all the time. Like, and I'm not bragging, it's just like I love this show so much. I just want so many people to enjoy it because I want more Miraculous stuff. Like, that's how you get more merchandise, more everything. Especially with shows that aren't made here in the US because the show isn't made here.
right.
So it's like, yeah, like I'm really passionate about it because I need more Miraculous stuff.
Yes.
So what exactly is Miraculous? Well, Miraculous is a French cartoon. It's made, or it was created by Thomas Astruc. He is one of the people that used to work on, like, Code Lyoko and Totally Spies.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
That's
so
cool.
if you remember those shows from, like, Cartoon Network, yeah, like, if you watch old episodes of, like, Code Lyoko and stuff, you look in the opening credits, I think he was, like, a storyboard designer or something. I think he did storyboard something for Code Lyoko, but his name is in the credits for Code Lyoko a lot. And I think he worked on Totally Spies.
That's cool.
You know, those are 2 shows that, like, I remember growing up watching on, like, Cartoon Network and stuff. So, like, I remember my brother told me, like, France is Europe's Japan. Like, in terms of, like, we get a lot of cartoons from France.
Yeah.
That become really popular here. Like I just mentioned, Code Lyoko, Totally Spies. Like, so, you know, because, you know, anime is super popular. Well, the French cartoons are always really pretty popular over here as well. Or if they're French Canadian, because I know Totally Spies is French Canadian as well. So yeah, so so Miraculous is a superhero show. It's 3D animated. It's about Marinette Dupenchang. She's the main character. She is adorable. She is extremely clumsy, really silly, very love-struck because she has a crush on her classmate Adrian Agreste. He's also one of the main characters. He is a model, his dad's a fashion designer, and he's never been to school before, so this is his first time experiencing real friendships because really his only friend has been Chloe Bourgeois, who's the mayor's daughter. And Chloe is, she's a character.
She's there.
She's interesting. She's like the mean girl, like typical mean girl, but she has gotten better as the seasons have gone on.
Yeah, she definitely grew on me.
But the thing about this show is that I mentioned it's a superhero show, and so secretly, Marinette and Adrian are Paris's superhero duo, Ladybug and Cat Noir. So they both live double lives. They don't know that each other is each other. And, you know, they fight crime against the evil Hawkmoth, who is, gasp, secretly Adrian's dad, Gabriel Agreste. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
And so Ladybug and Cat Noir, they keep Paris safe from Hawkmoth and, you know, the villains that he creates. So, little history. This came out, like, in 2015. It's 4 years old at this point. I remember watching, or, well, the way I got into it was, I think it was a little bit after it premiered on Nickelodeon, like, a few episodes had been coming out. I kept seeing, like, gifs of it on my Tumblr timeline, and I'm like, what the hell is this? I was like, is this some ripoff of, like, a DreamWorks or Pixar movie or something. Like, what the fuck is this? But I was like, oh, that's so cute. Like, they're like, I thought the characters looked cute because I kept seeing Ladybug and Cat Noir, and so then like I go on YouTube and I just type in like Ladybug show or something, and I found like the episodes that someone illegally uploaded on YouTube, and it was the English dub. So I'm listening to it and I'm like, why the hell are all these people in this show? Like, all these people, I know who they are. They got all these anime dub actors. Holy shit! Like,
Yeah, because
they're
LA.
real serious. Yeah, yeah. So far we have 3 seasons. Again, it premiered in 2015. It first started premiering here in English on Nickelodeon. And Nickelodeon just like treated this show like hot garbage because they would like never show it. They barely would premiere it. The episodes would come out like way after all the other dubs had premiered. That's the great thing about Miraculous is like you can watch it in any language pretty much. You can watch it in French, English, Spanish. Actually, there's like 2 or 3 different kinds of Spanish I think you can watch it in. Korean, German, Italian, Portuguese, Japanese. The Japanese dub just started coming out actually, and nobody I know is in it, so I'm very sad about that.
Oh.
No, none of our Seiyu people are in it, at least from what I can see. Not yet, anyway. We'll see. We'll find out.
Ooh.
I think it's more like younger Seiyus, but yeah. So you can watch it in any language. A lot of people don't like the English dub. I don't know why, because it's really good. Like chill out, people. But yeah, it used to come out on Nickelodeon, and now it comes out on Disney Channel here in the US. It comes out on Disney Channel pretty much everywhere else, except for France, Canada, and Korea, I think. In France, it comes out on some French channel. I don't know what it's called. In Canada, it's on the Family Channel, and in Korea, it's on some Korean channel. I don't know what it's called, but they're not on Disney Channel. But everywhere else, in the UK, Japan, everywhere else in Europe, it's on Disney Channel. And then, of course, it's on Netflix here as well.
Yeah.
So you can stream it on Netflix. And if you have a VPN, I mean, you can, if you don't have it, if you don't live in the US, just get a VPN and then you can watch Netflix US. And you can watch Miraculous. There you go, a little cheat there. So anyway, enough of me rambling about Miraculous for right now. So tell me what you guys, what your like overall first impressions are before we get into like the characters and everything.
Dylan, you can go first.
Okay,
yes,
I'll go first.
Our special guest, go ahead.
Yay! Okay, so when I first started watching this show, I thought it was really, really cute. I loved the character designs, but I will admit the first like beginning of the show is very like episodic and very formulaic, and like I didn't mind this though because it really reminded me of Power Rangers in a lot of ways, because so I love Power Rangers. I've grown up with it, and they're both superhero shows. They both have kids fighting these monsters or Akuma, and also the like main villain of the show makes the Akuma or makes the monster that they have to fight. So it's very much a lot like Power Rangers, so I could like really relate to that and get into it that way. And I didn't really mind how it was kind of formulaic in that sense. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and it got a lot better later on, especially when you get into the lore. So it was kind of a rocky start, honestly, but I did eventually really grow to like it. And I love the characters. Oh my gosh, the characters in this show are so well developed and so interesting. Like, they're all so fun. I almost love every single character in this show. Almost. But so that's kind of my first impressions of the show.
Okay, so I knew about this because like my daughter watched it. Like, I don't even know how she found it. I'm assuming she found it through YouTube, because like how else would she watch it?
Yeah.
And she would always like play the Miraculous song, and I would sing along with it. And you know, as a mother, you kind of want to see like your kids' shows and be like, okay, I need to sit down and see what they're watching. And I was hooked. I was like, okay, this is really interesting, and I really like it because I feel like this reminds you of like when you're a kid, and it's one of those cartoons that you would see every Saturday morning, and you would wake up excited for it. That's kind of how I felt with this, and it's just I really liked it. I wasn't like too sure if I was gonna like it, but oh my gosh, I completely fell in love with it. The characters, as Dylan said, they're all amazing, awesome in their own little way, except for one character. But other than that, everything is like really interesting as far as season 1 goes. I feel like season 2 is like where it starts to get interesting and things slowly start to like come together. And you're like, oh, okay, like things are getting a little interesting here.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, other than that, everything's been pretty good. And I'm watching season 3 along with Mia, and it's been, oh Jesus.
Oh, it's getting good.
Uh-huh. I am very glad that she picked this.
Well, you know, I didn't want to just stick to anime or anything like that because, you know, Miraculous, it has a lot of influence from anime. You can tell by watching some of the things in the show. Like, there are certain shots that are very anime-ish. You can tell that the creator and the writers and stuff, they really enjoy anime and superhero shows in general. Like, Thomas Astrock, like, he's so lucky, the creator, he got to meet Stan Lee like a few years ago and like take pictures with him. Yeah, he's really into, you know, superheroes, Marvel, DC. You can tell what their influence is like. I mean, Ladybug is like, she's like Spider-Man, like,
yeah,
you know,
I can see that.
Cat Noir is kind of like Black Cat from one of the Spider-Man villains too. Or like Catwoman, you know, like, you know, we have kind of parallels that we can draw from, you know, different superhero influences and stuff. And that's what I really like about this show. That's what got me hooked. And I totally agree. Like, season 1 is very Monster of the Week kind of thing. Because I feel like the thing with season 1 is they had, like, a set deadline. They had to meet a deadline at a certain time. So, I think they only had 3 months to write all of season 1. So, yeah, so that's... Jesus. Yeah, that's, I mean, as a new show, like, you know, it has to do well. So, of course, they're only going to give them a specific amount of time to, like, do it. So that way, like, oh, if there's one season and the show doesn't do well, then, okay, we just cut it off from there. And then, you know, you won't get renewed. But, so that's why season 1's kind of, you know, it's very formulaic. And it does get kind of annoying sometimes. But it's, like, very rarely. Like, I still enjoy season 1 a lot. But yeah, season 2 is when they kind of got more of a chance to kind of, you know, take their time writing it, and season 3 as well. I know they're already working on season 4 and 5 because they've been greenlit for at least 5 seasons. And I mean, we got season 3 like really quick after season 2. So, you know, they're already working on season 4. So we're probably going to get season 4 pretty quick after season 3. I mean, I think it took like 2 years for season 2 to come back. So it's had a weird history, but that's why I really enjoy Miraculous a lot. Okay, well, first impressions are done. Thank you guys. I love hearing your thoughts. So let's talk about the characters. We all love the characters. I think that's pretty obvious. I think that's probably all of our favorite part about the show is the characters. I feel like you guys would agree. Mm-hmm. Like, the characters are the best part. So let's go through them and give our thoughts about the characters. So first, we have our main character, our main protagonist, Marinette Dupenchang, aka Ladybug. In English, she's played by the lovely Christina V, who I've been a fan of since, like, I don't even know how long. I've loved Christina V. Like, I loved her before she, like, started getting into, like, the voice acting scene, because she used to do, like, YouTube like English covers of like anime theme songs and stuff. Like, she used to have a YouTube and stuff. So I found her like a long time ago, like on like just through YouTube.
Have you seen her cover of the Miraculous theme song?
Yes, I have seen it.
Right. Okay. I love that song.
Yes, me too. It's so good. Yeah, it's so good. When I first heard it, I was like, who is that? I was like, she sounds so familiar. And then I'm like, oh, it's Christina V. I love her. Yeah, so I mean, if you guys don't know who Christina V is, she's the new Sailor Mars in like the most recent dub of Sailor Moon.
She's also in Hunter x Hunter. She plays Killua.
Yeah. So she has a pretty big range of characters. I know she loves the character a lot because she's talked about it in interviews. Like she was really excited to get to be Marinette, and she loves Ladybug a lot. So character means a lot to her. What do you guys think of Marinette?
I think she's a really cute main character. I think she's very, very fun. I love seeing her interaction with Adrian and just how goofy and silly she is. That's one of my favorite parts about her. And I also, one of my other favorite things later on in season 1, we get to see like the origins episode,
Mm-hmm.
and I love that episode. Maybe we'll talk about it later, but I love how she's kind of like, she goes kind of through the hero's journey where she knows she has the miraculous now. She doesn't feel like she deserves it though. And I just love seeing that development of her character in that episode. Fell in love with her even more through that. So yeah, I really like her. I think she's a cute, fun main character. Very good for this show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she is super duper adorable, and I love how clumsy she is. Because I'm like, girl, I can relate because I am super clumsy too.
Yes.
And I just love how she's so adorable with her interactions with Adrian, how she's always messing up because it's like her crush, and I'm like, girl, that's so adorable. Like it's so cute and also like kind of relatable in a way because how can you talk to your crush? Like I think we would all mess up and be like, oh, what? Like what, huh?
Especially like I mean, her crush, he's a freaking model. Like, come on. He's, like, super, like, everybody likes him. He's super popular. So, like, of course she's gonna be like, oh, no, he wouldn't like me. Like, I'm not cool enough. I'm like, whatever. And, yeah, I totally agree. I love how, because the thing with these characters is their true selves, at least with Ladybug and Cat Noir, when they're Ladybug and Cat Noir, that's their true selves. Like, Marinette is super confident as Ladybug. She's not clumsy. She knows what to do. And, that's kind of trickling into her life as Marinette, at least at this point in the show. Like, with season 3, she's becoming more confident, more like Ladybug in her everyday life. And I love that aspect about this show, is when they have the masks on, they can be their true selves. And I love her design. She's so cute. And I love that she's a fashion designer. Like,
yeah, I love her fashion design.
Yeah,
she's so talented.
Yeah.
And it's kind of frustrating because she's so self-conscious too. But she's so talented and she's so great, and I just love her. Oh my god.
I know. So. It's one of those things where you're like, God damn it, Adrian, fucking notice her. Like, she's so cool. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Why won't you see how awesome she is? I mean, he slowly is at this point now.
And she's super creative too.
Yeah. Which I think is really cool, that she's all of these different things, but she's still super relatable, even if you're not exactly like Marinette. Like, and when she's Marinette, she makes certain mistakes that she sees the fault in when she's Ladybug. Like, she'll be like, okay, well, maybe I shouldn't have said that to so-and-so when I was Marinette, because now, like, this happens, and, like, I want to be a better person. So, yeah, I love that about Marinette. All right, then let's move on to everyone's favorite Neko boy, everyone's cat son, Adrien Agreste / Cat Noir. So Adrien, like I mentioned at the beginning, he's a fashion model. His dad is a fashion designer. We later learn that his mother is an actress, like a film actress. His parents are pretty famous, pretty rich. So, and he's also very famous and very rich. But he's an only child, so he lives by himself pretty much. His dad has like an iron fist over his whole schedule. He doesn't even let him go to school at the very beginning of their origins. Adrian's been homeschooled like his whole life. So this is the first time he's had like real friends and gone to a real school. So he is extremely awkward sometimes when it comes to making friends and talking to new people, because he doesn't know how that whole thing works. But when he's Cat Noir, he's very charming and suave and flirty, and he thinks he's hilarious with his stupid puns.
Yes.
But I can appreciate a good pun, so I like his puns, even when they're stupid.
Me too.
But anyway, so yeah, Adrian, he's Marinette's crush, and he's in love with Ladybug. In English, Adrian is played by Bryce Papenbrook. Y'all know who the hell Bryce Papenbrook is, because he's, like, in everything. He's every goddamn main character in, like, almost everything, pretty much. He's Eren from Attack on Titan. He's Meliodas in Seven Deadly Sins. He's Rin from Blue Exorcist. So he's in a lot of different things, and I love him as Cat Noir. I think everybody has gotten better as the show has gone on with their voices. Like, I can't imagine anybody else being Marinette and Adrian, but Christina and Bryce. So what do you guys think of Adrian? Our small cinnamon roll child.
I love him. I think I really like the aspect about him with his father and starting a new school, because I can relate to that. I had to move in high school, or the end of middle school to high school, and I'm also very, very shy, so I can relate to that aspect of his character. But I also really love his persona Cat Noir a lot. Like you, I love the puns. I could say those puns every day. Oh my god. But I also just love how goofy and silly he is. That's probably my favorite aspect of his character. So, yeah, I love him. There's not much else to say. I just love him.
Yeah.
Chantal, what do you think about?
I like Adrian. He's a very cute character. He was one of my favorites until, like, a certain character dropped in. Which we'll talk about that later. But he's very adorable, and I really enjoy his character every time he's on, and especially as Cat Noir, as you guys said. His puns, anytime he has, like, a bad pun, I'm like, oh my gosh, here we go. But then there's a couple where you're like, oh, okay, that one's a really good one.
Yeah.
He is super charming as Cat Noir, and he's a really fun character when he's Cat Noir, and I feel like like you said earlier, Mia, he can definitely be himself as Cat Noir, and I always enjoy seeing him like that side of him.
Yeah, that's what I really love, and I think Thomas Astruc said that, especially with Adrian, like, when he's Cat Noir, he can be his, like, his entire self. He's not shy. He's very confident. He's not afraid to talk to people, help people. Like, he just wants to do good and help people. And, he wants Ladybug to notice him, obviously. Which, he's... At this point, he's kind of like, okay, well, she's not... she's not into me, but I'm gonna keep trying, because one day she's gonna love me. I love that about his character. Like, man, I hope Ladybug notices me one day. But then it's like, she is noticing you, dude. Just not as Cat Noir.
Just don't know.
Yeah, but I do love. Yeah, he can be himself. He's just a fun character. He's probably, like, top 2 favorites for me. Out of the characters. I mean, I love Marinette, but yeah, again, until a certain someone came along, Adrian was probably my favorite. All right, so let's move on. Let's move on to Ladybug and Cat Noir's Kwamis real quick. We have got Tiki, who is Marinette's Kwami. Kwamis are the little creatures that inhabit the miraculous when you say a certain word or a certain phrase. So when you say a certain phrase, they inhabit your miraculous and they give you your superpowers. And so Tiki gives Marinette the power of creation. And Plague, who is Adrian's Kwami, he gives Adrian the power of destruction, because, that's the other thing that I love about the show, is they're like opposites. The black cat symbolizes bad luck, so he's going to cause destruction, and ladybugs are very lucky in lots of cultures, especially in Chinese culture. Yeah, she's going to bring luck and creation, so opposite of destruction, creation. That's why they're the most important to Miraculous, because when you wear them both at the same time, you can basically do anything. You have control over everything, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's part of the lore. There you go. That's why Hawkmoth wants the Ladybug and Cat Miraculous. So, in English, Tiki's played by Mela Lee. She played Yuki Cross in the dub for Vampire Knight. And then in English, Plague is played by our boy Max Middleman.
Yay!
He plays Ryuji in Persona 5. And we got to meet him. That was cool. So he knows that we love Plague. Plague is awesome. I love him. I love Tiki too. They're just fun characters. I love them. What do you guys think about the Kwamis?
I also love them. My favorite is Plague because he is so lazy and so hilarious. I love his comedy and how all he wants to do is eat camembert cheese and just not work and not do anything. But Adrian's so high strung and like wants to save the world, and it's just a really interesting dynamic that they have together. I really like that.
Yeah, they're both very, very interesting little Kwamis. They're very cute, but Plague, as Dylan said, is you just can't not like him. He's gonna end up being your favorite. He's like a little shit sometimes, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, Plague, why are you like this? And then add that with Max Middleman's voice, and it's just so perfect. Like I can't imagine anyone else other than Max voicing Plague, and it's so hilarious. I love Plague.
Exactly, because like in French, Plague sounds like a fucking old man, and I hate it.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, I don't like his French voice. So Max is like definitive Plague for me, for sure. Like Adrian equates him to like a floating stomach, which is true.
Yeah.
I mean, he's basically a floating stomach. And then Tiki, I mean, Tiki's just adorable. She's like the voice of reason. Even with Marinette, when Marinette makes certain decisions, Tiki's always like, are you sure, Marinette? Like, you know, they're just trying to help you. They're your friends, you know. You should be doing A, B, and C, and you're doing X, Y, and Z. You should probably be doing what you're supposed to, Marinette. I do like Tiki. I like Tiki and Plague interacting with each other. We get more of that towards the end of Season 2 and in Season 3. Plague calls her Sugar Cube. It's the cutest thing ever.
It's so cute.
Tiki doesn't like that name, but yeah, he calls her Sugar Cube. So, you know.
That's so cute.
Yeah, obviously, you know, they have a history together, so, you know, he has that stupid nickname for her, but it's really adorable. You can see kind of maybe Adrian's stupid puns and jokes and flirtiness gets enhanced by Plague. Since, you know, he is kind of like that himself. He's very in love with cheese, so...
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, those are those two Kwamis. Those are the only Kwamis we're going to talk about just because there are way too many to discuss. And they're the ones we see the most, because even, like, Master Fu's Kwami, Waze, the turtle Kwami, and Nuru, who's the butterfly Kwami, like, they're there, but they don't really... We haven't really seen them kind of interact with other people that much, and we don't see them very often. The other Kwamis as well, like, they barely have personalities, TBH. Yeah. Let's talk about Hawkmoth real quick, the villain of the show, the main villain, Gabriel Agreste, Adrian's dad. If it's not already obvious to you, like, Gabriel is Hawkmoth, like, duh. Like, it's pretty obvious. So he's a fashion designer. He's Adrian's dad, obviously. And his wife is missing, Adrian's mom. Why is she missing? We don't know. We don't know what happened to her. All we know is that he has found the butterfly Miraculous, and somehow he also has the damaged peacock Miraculous hidden in his study, behind a painting of Adrian's mom. And he wants Ladybug and Cat Noir's Miraculous. For what? I don't know. So, in English, Gabriel Agreste is played by Keith Silverstein. He is awesome as Hawkmoth. Like, his voice is so, like, sinister. I love it.
Yeah.
Like, he's just so cool. And he's just, like, a nice dude, like, you know, on Twitter and stuff. He likes every time someone mentions, like, Hawkmoth on Twitter to him, like, he'll like their tweet. So,
yeah.
He's cool. I love his voice as Gabriel. And, like, it's obvious. Like, as soon as, like, you know, you hear them... both characters talk, it's like, okay, yeah, it's the same person. But that's what I like about the character. And I don't really like a lot about Gabriel, but yeah. So, thoughts, guys?
Well, you're actually going to have to hold me back because, oh my freaking god, Hawkmoth is my best boy. I adore him. He can you hear me blush? He just wakes up something in me. I don't know what it is. I think it's his voice, and the mask is like a wrestler's mask. So you know what I want to do with that man. But anyway. I love him, and I am so hot. I wish I had a fan right now, but I don't, so we're just gonna be hot right now. So, yeah. Best boy. I love Hawkmoth so much. I love how he's like a Power Rangers villain, too, that sends out the monsters. I'm gonna make that mention again, because it's just a fun character. He's so evil, but also kind of suave, and I love that. So, yeah, Hawkmoth is my favorite. I love him.
Yeah, he is an interesting character. And I remember when I was watching this, I was like, wait a minute. He has the same voice as Adrian's dad. I was texting me. I was like, wait. I was like, is this who I think it is? And she's like, I don't know. Keep on watching. And I was like, all right. And then once it gets revealed that, yes, he is Hawkmoth, I was like, oh, shit. I was like, oh, no. Especially because, Adrian is Cat Noir, and you're just like, oh, man, they're basically living under the same house. They have no idea. I mean, he almost kind of knew, but, like, things happen. And same thing with Adrian. He almost kind of knew about Hawkmoth, but things happened that was really interesting and very, very clever that he thought of a way to, like, be like, nope, it's not me. I can't let you guys know. It's like, oh, I really wouldn't have thought of that. I was like, that was really, really smart. Like, he's a smart guy.
He is.
The reasons why he wants the Miraculous, you have to find out and watch, because it's
understandable, but it's also like, dude, no, like, why, like, no. Like, I understand, but like,
you're doing the wrong thing.
Yes, there's gotta be another way.
Yeah.
So I love this dynamic of like Gabriel and Adrian are living under the same roof. They're father and son, but Gabriel is Hawkmoth, he's the villain, and Adrian is Cat Noir. They're like arch enemies. But they're also father and son. They love each other. Like, there's points where Adrian really wants to get close to his dad, and he can't because, his dad's always worried about, like, where the mom is, because his mom's not there. And, it's that, like, that aspect is one thing that I do enjoy about their relationship, or that I find interesting, is that, they're both grieving in their own ways, and they both understand each other to an extent, but Gabriel is still Adrian's dad, and he still has, like, certain restrictions he places on Adrian, and Adrian's like, please, like, no, I just want to be normal. I want to have friends. I want to go to school, and I want to do what I want. I don't want to just do what you want me to do. Like, I'm not going to, he's like, I'm not going to get lost. I'm not going to disappear like his mom.
Mm-hmm.
Because, obviously if Adrian were to disappear as well, then, like, Gabriel's probably gonna, I don't know, destroy all of Paris, I guess. I'm not sure.
Maybe.
But yeah, their relationship is very interesting because it's completely different from like Marinette and her parents.
It's kind of sad.
Yeah. So now let's talk about some of the other characters real quick. So we've got Alia and Nino, who are Marinette and Adrian's BFFs. They all go to the same school. They're all in the same class with each other. Alia is super knowledgeable about superheroes. She starts the Lady blog, so like any blog on updates about Ladybug and Cat Noir, and she's a really good journalist. She's trying to figure out who Ladybug and Cat Noir are. And later on, we get to see in season 2 that Alia does get to wield a Miraculous. She gets the Fox Miraculous, which has the power of illusions, and I love Rena Rouge. I love her as Rena Rouge. She's so cool. So, what do you guys think of Alia?
I love Alia. I think she's super supportive and a really, really great friend, especially to Marinette. And I can really appreciate that aspect of her character. I also love that she, started the Lady blog and is really into superheroes, because I can also relate to that, because, we're all into, like, superheroes and anime, and Yeah, so she's very much like us in a lot of ways. Like this is something that we would want to do, I guess. But yeah, I find her so fun, and I love her. And I also like uh, the I cannot remember names. The other boy, I like him too.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
Nino.
Yes, he's also very supportive, and I love seeing him try to get Gabriel and Adrian together in a way. Like, yeah. So I like their friends. They're fun people.
Okay. I love Alia. She's like the super best friend. She is Marinette's wing woman when it comes to Adrian. She's very, very clever too, and I love that she is like in charge of the Ladybug, and she's like super confident, and she's always there for Marinette to lend an ear, give her a little bit of advice, and like just support her friend whenever she can, which I think is really, really sweet. And then Nino's just a fun character. He just wants the best for Adrian, for him to experience life, since he's always bottled up in his house and stuff, which I very much appreciate.
Okay. Yeah, so I think they're both really great friends, to Marinette and Adrian. Their personalities are very supportive kind of personalities. Like Alia is really, like I said, she's a really good wing woman. She's always looking out for Marinette, trying to find opportunities for Marinette to like talk to Adrian, tell Marinette like, dude, just like, girl, just tell him that you like him. Like, you never know until you try. And I do like, you can see the qualities in them, why they get picked to wield certain Miraculouses, because like Alia is super confident. She knows her stuff. She knows things about superheroes. So it was obvious she's going to be the first one in the show, besides Marinette and Adrian, to get a Miraculous.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And I love her with that Miraculous, Fox Miraculous. It's so, like, it fits her so well. Like, I just love her personality. She is also kind of flirty when she's in her Rena Rouge persona. And she's just so fun, and like, yeah, I would love to have a friend like Alia, like by my side all the time. Like if I had a friend like that in high school, I probably would have done way better.
Yeah.
In English, she's played by Carrie Kiernan. She's from like Madoka Magica. She's in the new Neon Genesis Evangelion dub, so you guys have probably heard her here and there somewhere. She's getting a lot more work, from what I've noticed, especially in anime. I love her voice. She's so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I love her a lot. And then Nino, I mean, Nino is such a bro, man. Like,
Yeah.
Nino is the best friend that every guy should probably have. He's like the hype man. Like, he's a DJ, so, he's got that kind of, like, dude bro attitude. And I remember at the beginning when I started watching it, I'm like, oh my god, like, really? Like, Nino is so out there. And I guess it's because he's voiced by Ben Diskin in English, and, like, y'all, Ben Diskin is like a voice of our fucking childhoods at this point. And
I
it's
know.
like, yeah, because he's been in a lot. He was in Codename Kids Next Door, guys. He's number 1 and number 2 in Kids Next Door. And
Yes.
like, I remember when I found that out, I was like, oh my god, that's so true.
Yeah.
And he's in Kingdom Hearts. He's young Xehanort. And then he's also in Mr. Love.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and so, he's very, I've gotten used to his voice as Nino. It's not as dude bro as it used to be, like, season 1. So, like, he's kind of chilled out, which is good. But I love how supportive he is to Adrian. Like, he doesn't treat him like a kid, like, like, oh my god, dude, how do you not know any of this? Like, no, he helps Adrian out. He wants to, like, break Adrian free, especially in the very first episode, which is when Nino gets akumatized. So, you can tell him and Adrian have, like, a very good friendship. And, yeah, I love these two characters. I think they're great. Also, they get together, so...
Yes, they're so cute together.
Yeah,
They're so cute together. They're dating. They're a couple. It's obvious. And Nino eventually gets the Turtle Miraculous, as you guys saw in season 2. Which, again, makes sense that he would be the next one after Alia to get a Miraculous, because, It's just like the way it goes, like in order of people getting miraculous, like it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
So next up we have Chloe Bourgeois.
Oh man.
Oh man, Chloe, the token mean girl of the series. At least at the beginning, in season 1, she's basically your typical mean girl. She doesn't like Marinette. She doesn't really like anybody. She doesn't even like her quote-unquote best friend Sabrina.
Yeah, that made me so sad.
Yeah, she's a rich girl. Her dad is the mayor of Paris, and he owns the big hotel in Paris, so she's very spoiled, very rich. She gets everything she wants. And she makes Sabrina do everything for her. And Chloe also has a crush on Adrian because they're childhood friends, because their parents know each other. Because Chloe's mom is like a fashion designer, magazine lady. She's very famous. She's the one who discovered Gabriel Agreste and put him on the map as a fashion designer. So that's why Chloe and Adrian know each other, because they grew up together as kids, because their parents are friends. And they were really the only friends that each other had. So that's why Adrian is very nice to Chloe. He gives her the benefit of the doubt a lot because he's grown up with her as a friend. And I feel like he knows that she has a crush on him, but he doesn't really, like, give that a second thought. But eventually, Chloe does get a Miraculous. She gets the Bee Miraculous. And she takes her superhero persona as Queen Bee very seriously, which I really appreciated as the show has gone on. So what do you guys think of Chloe?
She definitely grew on me. I don't know. I don't want to say that I didn't like her at first, because I understand she's like the antagonist to Marinette, and she definitely has this upbringing that's very different from her. So I don't like. She is a little annoying, but also in a way kind of entertaining, because she's just such a bitch, and I love that. So yeah, I guess I'm kind of hot and cold with her. I do like how in season 2, we get to see her and her butler's interaction in the Despair Bear episode. I really liked that episode a lot. And you definitely get to see more of like her struggles with making friends, because of her upbringing, she's so snobby, and she doesn't really know what a true friend is because of that, and I kind of feel bad for her. So yeah, so I like her and kind of dislike her at the same time. So
Yeah, she is an interesting, typical mean girl. I at first really didn't like her. I was just like, oh my gosh. And then she causes most of the akumatizations, and I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Why? And, like, anytime anything goes bad, it's like, it's always Chloe.
Oh, it was Chloe. It's always Chloe's fault.
And then the way that she gets the Bee Miraculous, I was like, really? Like, that's how she gets it?
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, the first time she has the Bee Miraculous, she messes up big time because she lets everyone know, like, hey, I have this power now, like, look at me. And I'm just like, girl, what are you doing? Like,
it's being Chloe.
Yeah.
But then you see why she does that, because she's like, she just wants attention from her mom, because her mom is not really there, present.
Yeah, she's always away.
So she just wants that attention from her mom. So you can't help but feel a little bit bad for her. You're like, well,
yeah,
all right, like, I'll give you a pass. But as soon as she realizes her mistake, she, grows big time as a superhero. And as a superhero, she's really, really awesome. She's fantastic, and I'm like, okay.
I love her. Yeah, I love her transformation.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites. She definitely knows how to be a hero, and it sucks that because she exposed herself to the world, she can't really use it as much anymore, because Hawkmoth now is gonna keep an eye on her to try and snag that Miraculous, which sucks, because she really is a good hero.
Yeah, exactly. Like Chloe, I like that she takes it seriously as a superhero because she's also a really big fan of Ladybug. Like she admires Ladybug. She wants to be like Ladybug. You know, she's always like, "Oh, Ladybug, I want to be my best friend. Text me. You know, oh my gosh, I'm friends with Ladybug. Blah blah blah." You know, she's very excitable when it comes to Ladybug. She has a fucking costume, a Ladybug costume that she wears all the time. Like, her and Sabrina will pretend to be Ladybug and Cat Noir all the time. Like, they play pretend games. Like, these 14-year-old girls, they play pretend games as Ladybug and Cat Noir. So, you know, Chloe really wants to be like Ladybug. Like, clearly, she wants attention, but, you know, it's because she's not getting it from her mom. Her dad gives her all the attention because he gives her anything that she wants, but she really craves the attention from her mom. And I feel like, you know, she kind of sympathizes with Adrian in that way because Adrian's mom is missing. They grew up together. So, you know, she not only wants to be heroic for herself and for her mom to notice her and for Ladybug to acknowledge her as a superhero, but she, you know, she has a crush on Adrian. He's her friend. You know, I don't think Chloe wants to be a mean person. That's just her personality because of the way things have gone for her in her life. That's why she's the way she is. And because she's pretty spoiled.
Yeah.
And, you know, because she's jealous of Marinette, obviously. Marinette has a lot of friends. Pretty much all the boys in at least one boy every other episode in the class has a crush on Marinette at some point. So, you know, she probably sees in Marinette something that she really wants to be like, and she can't get it. So, you know, she takes it out of Marinette, even though Marinette is Ladybug, and Chloe really admires Ladybug. Real quick, we're going to move on to a few more characters, and then we're going to talk about one character that, you know, we really want to talk about. So, real quick, we'll talk about, like, Marinette's parents, Tom and Sabine Dupenchang. I wanted to mention them just because they're cool. I like that, like, you know, we talked about Adrian's relationship with his dad. Well, the complete opposite of that is Marinette and her parents. Her parents are some of the most understanding, kind, nicest people. Like, they're such good people. Like, they're really good parents. They care about their daughter. They both admire what Ladybug and Cat Noir do, and they, you know, they don't know that it's their daughter. So I really like Marinette's parents. I love their little dynamic together, and they're just super cute.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I also love her parents, especially her father. As you guessed it, I do love him too. I mean, I just love most of the adults in this show. I guess that's just how I am. I typically like older guys, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
But I also just love how supportive they are and how smart they are too, and just, yeah, they're just really sweet. So, yeah, I like them.
Yeah, they're a sweet, sweet little family. Like, I really like their relationship that they have as a family. Like, it's so adorable. And, you know, like, super duper, super duper supportive of Marinette, and they're always there for her to lend a ear, for a little bit of advice, cheer her up. And, yeah, that's pretty much all we can really say.
And they ship Marinette with Adrian, obviously.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, like in the gamer episode, you know, they're like, oh, they're so cute together. You know, like, we're Marinette's parents in that sense, or they're the fans, are like, yes, get together, please. So, you know, there's that moment, I forget what episode it is, where it's Ladybug and Cat Noir, they're in Marinette's house, and, you know, Cat Noir is looking at a picture of Marinette and her parents, and he's kind of, like, in awe of this photograph, because, you know, like, he doesn't have that. Like, he has there's that big-ass painting you see in the mansion of you know, him and his parents, but it's, like, the most cold kind of painting. Like, it's, like, they look happy, and maybe it was painted at a time that they were happy, but now it's very cold. The mansion is cold, it's empty, and, you know, Marinette's little house above, or their little flat above the bakery is, like, warm and inviting, and that picture represents something that, you know, Adrian doesn't have at the moment. Which I really like. I like seeing the differences between these characters, and show that they really need each other. And again, next we got Master Fu, the guardian of the miraculous box, sweet old man, who's 100 some years old. I forgot how the fuck old he is. He's old. He's an old man. But he is the man who bestows the miraculous upon Marinette and Adrian. and he wields the Turtle Miraculous for a while until Marinette, has to give it to Nino.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you guys think of old Master Fu? He kind of looks like Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. He's definitely the wise old sage kind of character, and I also really love how he tests Marinette and Adrian as well to make sure that they're right for the miraculous. I think that was really smart to pretend to be weak and see if they'll help him. That's really smart. So yeah, I really like him. I am very, very interested in seeing more about him. So yeah.
Yeah, Master Fu is a sweet old man, and he trusts Marinette a lot since she's always the one that, throughout the rest of the season, she's the one that gives out the miraculous.
Mm-hmm.
And, he's made his mistakes in the past, which you don't really get to know too many details about until recently. We just found out, and I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
It's as Mia said earlier, it's very the Last Airbender kind of thing going on with Master Fu. But overall, he's a really interesting character, very sweet old man, and he tries to help out when he can.
I know we're gonna see him transform at some point because they have concept art of what his turtle costume looks like, so I think we're gonna get that eventually. Yeah. So, but for now, we just have to settle for Nino being the only one with the Turtle Miraculous. But yeah, Master Fu is pretty cool. Yeah, I agree with you, Dylan. I love that he tests Marinette and Adrian to make sure that, okay, these are the two that I want to wield the cat and bug miraculous, especially because they're the most important miraculouses in the box.
Mm-hmm.
And he's the guardian of the box. So he has to make sure that, the miraculous are safe, especially because two of them are missing. He doesn't have the butterfly or the peacock. It's just very interesting to see what's going on with Master Fu and his relationship between Marinette and Adrian later on, because he is very hesitant to give out any information to just Marinette, but eventually he does come around, and Adrian knows who he is and kind of knows more information about things.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go, Master Fu and Marinette's parents. And now we're going to talk about our boy, best boy. I had to save him for last because there's just so much I love about this character. We're going to talk about Luca.
Yeah.
My emo dream boy. The emo dream boy of my, the boy of my dreams, pretty much. I love Luca so much. So Luca is, he's older than Marinette and Adrian. He's about 16 years old. Marinette and Adrian are 14. Everybody in their class is 14 years old. So Luca's a little bit older than everybody else. He is Julica's older brother. Julica is one of the classmates in Marinette and Adrian's class. So Luca doesn't show up until season 2 in Captain Hard Rock. And he, along with Kagami, who is another character that we don't get until season 2, he is a love interest to be put in so that way, it gets more interesting. Because he likes Marinette and Kagami likes Adrian. So, we can talk about Kagami as well, along with Luca, just because they're both the love interests. Kind of put into season 2 to kind of throw you off a little bit, especially with the love square. But I love Luca so much. He's so sweet. He's super nice. He's a really good brother to Julica. He gives Marinette really good advice, and he plays guitar.
Mm-hmm.
And he wears black nail polish. Come on. And that hair, I love him so much. He's so, I don't know what else to say. I love Luca a lot. And I wish there was more of him.
Yeah, I agree. I wish there was more time with Luca. Anytime we get a little bit of screen time, I'm like, oh my gosh, here we go. Even if it's for a split second, I'm like, god damn it, I miss Luca already. He has really awesome hair. It's a nice pale, not really pale, a mint.
It's a turquoise.
Yeah.
It's not quite V from Mystic Messenger blue, but it's turquoisey kind of hair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm a sucker for those type of hair colors.
Yeah.
And he's a good boy. And when Mia told me, she's like, "You're gonna have to wait until Luca." She's like, "You're gonna fall in love with them." I was like, "All right." I don't know about that, but she was right. I was like, "Mia, I understand now. I
Yeah.
have seen it."
Jeremy Zag, who's one of the producers of the show, he's like the big executive producer of Miraculous. Because it's like his studio, his studio is one of the studios that makes the show. Jeremy Zag, like when they were talking about adding these love interests to the show, he was like, "Oh, everyone is gonna fall in love with Luca," and he was right.
Yeah, oh my god, he's such a good boy, and
He's so sweet. Especially after the Frozer episode. Oh my god.
That was so sweet.
Yeah. Like, he can obviously tell Marinette has a crush on Adrian, but that doesn't really stop Luca from liking Marinette, which I like.
Mm-hmm. If anything, he's like really supportive of her. Like, he's just like, you know what, just follow your heart. Go after the boy. And I was like, oh my god. I was like, but you love her. But you're being like super cool about this. Like Marinette, if you don't want him, I'll gladly take him.
Dylan, your thoughts?
Yeah, he is a really, really sweet boy. I love that he's a musician. I love his relationship with his sister Julika too, because Julika is one of my favorite characters.
Mm-hmm.
I can really relate to her a lot because she's, the quiet girl, and I was the quiet boy in school, so I could kind of relate to her character. But I also love how he is, like, his relationship with Adrian's really interesting because he doesn't seem very, animosity, doesn't show any animosity towards him, really. But, he kind of understands him in a way, and I just think he's really sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when I first heard they were gonna add these love interests, I was like, oh, what the fuck? Because Kagami, I was like, oh, I don't like her. I'm like, oh, she's so annoying. Like, she's gotten better as the show has gotten on, as a love rival with Marinette. She's the better love rival than like Lila or Chloe for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But Kagami she comes in way earlier than Luca does. And it's just like, okay, whatever, like, just get rid of her. I don't want to see her. And then you meet Luca in the Captain Hard Rock episode, and like, I don't know what it was, but like, he shows up, he starts playing guitar for Marinette. He just has like the sweetest things to say and like the sweetest voice, and he's just so chill. Like, that's what I love about him. He's just the chillest dude. Like, I could totally see myself just hanging out with him, like, as a friend, like, just chilling. He plays guitar for a while and we just like talk about whatever. And he loves Jagged Stone. Like, that's so cool. Like, him and Marinette have the same like favorite singer. That's so cool. And like, he can just tell that, Marinette, like, it's because we're getting the satisfaction we want out of, like, oh, he's a boy that sees what's great about Marinette almost instantly that Adrian doesn't see.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, do I ship Luca and Marinette because Luca already likes her and he sees what a great person she is? Or do I ship Adrianette because it's Adrianette and Marinette has a huge crush on Adrian and you just want them to get together because you want Adrian to see how great Marinette is? But like, Luca already sees how great Marinette is. And she still gets nervous and kind of like clumsy when she's around Luca because, he's a cute boy and he likes her and he plays the guitar and he's super adorable. Like, yeah, Marinette, if you ain't gonna take Luca, I will take him too. Like, I love him so much. Like, this is so different from us thirsting over like Miyuki and Chris from Ace of Diamond. This is more like,
oh my god.
This is more just like, why were there no boys like this in high school for me? Because I would have wanted to be friends with them so bad, because then maybe I would have been able to date them.
Mm-hmm.
But I love Luca, and yeah, he may or may not get a Miraculous in season 3, but I won't say. You'll
Gonna
have
have
to watch the show to find out. It's pretty
Mhm.
obvious if he gets one, you'll know which one he gets. Again, base it on the colors, people.
Yes.
For those of you listening out there. Alright, so we've talked about the characters. So now I have a few things I wanted to just talk about myself, because every time I talk about this show, I always want to talk about specific things. And probably one of the most specific and unique things about this show is the love square.
Mhm.
So what the love square is, for those of you that don't know or do not have a diagram handy, I will put one on the screen for editing post. So the love square is the love relationship between Marinette and Adrian. So you have a square, you put Marinette in one corner, Adrian in the other corner, Cat Noir in one corner, and Ladybug in the other corner. Adrian is in love with Ladybug. Marinette is Ladybug. Marinette's in love with Adrian. Adrian is Cat Noir. And Cat Noir is in love with Ladybug, obviously, because it is also Adrian. But then the relationship between Marinette and Cat Noir, like, what do they think about each other? What does Adrian think about Marinette? He thinks she's a good friend. And, of course, Ladybug just thinks Cat Noir is an idiot, but also a good friend. So, so the love square is this unique thing that, like, was one of the other draws of the show that I really liked. Is why I kept sticking around and watching, because I wanted to see more of the love square. That's what a lot of people, especially on Tumblr, a lot of the fans, and Twitter too, I guess, at this point now, people have their specific ship in the love square. It's the same two people, obviously, it's the same people. But there's different ship dynamics. So we've got, like, Adrianette, that's Adrian and Marinette, and their dynamic. We've got Lady Noir, Ladybug and Cat Noir, and their dynamic. Marichat, which is Marinette and Cat Noir, their dynamic. And, of course, Ladrian, that's what that one is called. I almost forgot what that ship was called. Ladrian is Ladybug and Adrian. And basically that ship is they're just blushy around each other because, you know, he's around Ladybug, oh my god, it's my crush. She's around Adrian, oh my god, it's my crush. They can barely speak to each other in that ship. So what do you guys think of the love square? What's your favorite ship out of the love square?
Oh boy, this is tough. Well, I mean, I really love their miraculous forms. So I am a Cat Noir and Ladybug shipper. Because I feel like that's their more interesting form, and I love how they can become more like themselves. But at the end of the day, honestly, I'm just like I'm both. I'm a shipper of both. I can't decide. So, yeah, I don't know. It's hard.
I mean, that's totally fine, because, I mean, again, it's the same two people. I remember my brother telling me, like, why is it so important that there's 4 different ships? It's the same 2 people. Like, I don't get the love square. Why is that a thing? And I'm just like, because it's not, like I said, it's not just that it's the same 2 people. It's their different personas with each other. Like, Marinette and Cat Noir is vastly different from Marinette and Adrian and Ladybug. So, like, there's different aspects of these relationships that, you know, eventually we want to see just in a relationship between the 2 of them as any of their personas, because, you know, we want them to find out each other's identities and also be together.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So, yeah. So, Chantal, what do you think? What's the love square? What's your favorite ship?
Oh man, this whole love square is so frustrating, man. Because, like, as the audience, you know, there are situations and you're like, oh my god, open your eyes. If you look closely, you will know.
Or
and
think a little harder, Adrian.
Yeah.
Just a little more.
And then the Kwamis know.
Yeah.
They know their identities,
Yeah,
and they can't say anything.
Yeah, Tiki and Plague know that Marinette and Adrian are Ladybug and Cat Noir.
Yeah, Tiki just acts like nothing happened, and she doesn't really mention it. The one that somewhat mentions it is Plague, and I'm like, oh my gosh, because, like, he'll say something, like, super clever, like, without Adrian really knowing.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
I can't remember exactly how he said, but he's like, something about like having two pots on the oven or something like that. And he's like, even though it's the same pot, and he like starts giggling to himself. I'm like, oh my god, Plague. It's so frustrating, but
well, and Plague knows Marinette separately.
Yeah.
Because he's had to talk to her before. Like, as just Plague. So there's also that added thing of like, oh, he knows she's Ladybug. Like, he knows how great she is, and he can't say anything to Adrian.
Yeah.
Which just makes Adrian an even bigger dummy.
Mm-hmm.
Adrian is a dumb, but we love him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my favorite ship... Oh, what's your favorite ship, Chantal?
Oh man, that's kind of hard. Because, like, there's certain things that you like from each ship with this whole love square. But I think I agree with Dylan, you know, them being Cat Noir and Ladybug, that's where they're really themselves. So you're like, oh, that's kind of adorable. Especially, like, with Cat Noir, how he's always trying to, like, win Ladybug's heart. And you're like, oh my gosh. Like, I really like how he's always trying to win her over. Especially now lately. Like, he's just not gonna give up, even though Ladybug's always turned him down. And she's like, I'm in love with someone else. And I'm like, girl. Girl.
It's
look a little closer. Oh, man.
Well, I mean, you know, a lot of people always complain, like, how come they're so stupid? How do they not know that it's each other? Well, Ladybug says it herself in the Lady Wi-Fi episode. Because it's magic. Like, their costumes are magic. It's like, it's magic.
Yeah.
It's the Clark Kent is Superman thing. He puts on the glasses, you can't tell he's Superman. It's stupid, like, the audience, we know that he's Superman, but everybody else can't tell. The glasses just somehow block everyone's perception. Like, they can't tell he's Superman. It's the same thing with this. Like, it's not that everyone's stupid, it's just the masks cover it up. Like, I mean, yeah, Marinette and Ladybug have the same hair. Duh. It's the same person. But even so, you can't tell. And also because their personalities are slightly different. Ladybug isn't clumsy like Marinette, so obviously you won't be able to tell that she's Ladybug. Adrian is more quiet than Cat Noir, who's super flirty. Like, obviously you won't be able to tell that they are each other. But again, these qualities are leaking into each other, I think, at this point.
Right.
My favorite ship is actually Adrianette. Just because it's super cute. I mean, it's very vanilla, but I think it's adorable. Because I know at some point they're going to get together. Like, that's what the creator said. That's endgame. They're going to get together. They're going to be together. They're going to be in a relationship together. Eventually, they will find out. They will know. So I'm looking at, like, the big picture, the end result. Which is, you know, they're going to be in their civilian form most of the time. So when they're finally together, it's Marinette and Adrian, like, holding hands or, like, sitting next to each other, like, being cute. Like, that's what I think of with the love square. I mean, I love Lady Noir. I love that ship. It's great. I love, yeah, that's their real personalities coming alive, coming together. And the other two ships are cute, too. But, I mean, again, the Ladrian ship, they don't say anything to each other because it's just like, oh, it's my crush, oh my god, I'm blushing. And then Marinette and Cat Noir, it's just like, haha, we're just, like, here. I mean, more recently, like, Adrian gets to know more about Marinette as Cat Noir because, you know, they'll have moments together where, you know, he's like, oh, like, is it in season 2 when he takes her to the... Yeah, it is season 2. When he takes her to the place where he made for Ladybug, and Ladybug didn't show up, and so he takes Marinette instead. And, you know, she kind of realizes, oh, he's, like, actually really nice, really sweet. Like, why did I... Like, I should have at least, like, come here with him. Like, I know he likes me, but, you know, I'm in love with Adrian, but, you know. And there he kind of realizes, like, oh, Marinette's really sad. She, you know, wow, I didn't know that about her, that she's very vulnerable in this kind of state. I should do something nice for her because she's a good friend. So here we go. Also with Adrianette, like, I mean, Marinette gives him that lucky charm. He's kept it this entire time.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
then-
sweet.
And then for her birthday, he makes her a Lucky Charm and gives it to her for her birthday. Like, he didn't have to do that. Like, that's Adrian giving that to Marinette because he considers
Right.
her, a very close friend. And then, she stands in a goddamn souffle dish and kisses him on the cheek. What the fuck?
Mm,
Mhm.
So, like, he kind of has an inkling, obviously, like, oh, Marinette likes me.
Yeah.
So I like that aspect of the ship, this love square. And I just think it's a unique thing that not any other show has. Like, not even any anime series have, like, a love square kind of thing going on. There's always a love
Right.
triangle, like, Fruits Basket love triangle. Like, oh, who's she gonna end up with? Kyuki or Kyo? Or, like, a reverse harem. Like, oh, this is my favorite boy. She should get with that boy. Or a regular harem. Oh, he should get with that girl. She is best girl.
Mhm.
Like, there's nothing like the love square in really anything from what I can remember,
Yeah, it's very unique.
which is why I love it, which is why I think a lot of people would really enjoy the show. I mean, it is frustrating, like you said, but it's a good kind of frustrating because I know what the end result is going to be.
Yeah, it
Mhm.
makes you want to watch more.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
And speaking of the love square, I want to talk about my favorite scene, which I don't think I've mentioned to either of you. It's probably everyone's favorite scene, or at least the most iconic scene in the series.
Oh, I know what
at
you're
this
talking
point.
about.
So I'm talking about the umbrella scene at the end of the second Origins episode. So when this first came out,
Oh my god.
everyone was pretty shook when the umbrella scene came out and happened because one, the animation is gorgeous in that scene alone. It's raining, it's kind of cloudy. The budget was really high up on that, at least that one scene, because the animation is very fluid. It's gorgeous. I love it. The music is beautiful. It's a soft piano kind of thing playing. And Adrian plays piano, so it fits. It's the moment where, because it's the Origins episode, or the second half of the Origins episode, so basically when Marinette first meets Adrian, she doesn't like him. She thinks he's exactly like Chloe, he's mean, she thinks he was putting gum on her seat, but he wasn't, he's trying to remove the gum. And so, it's his first day of class and stuff, and so, after all this happens, and they've been Ladybug and Cat Noir for their first kind of outing as superheroes together, it's raining, and Marinette doesn't have an umbrella. I mean, she lives across the street from the damn school, but, she still has to walk home. And Adrian decides to apologize to her because, her first impression of him was not good. So he talks to her, lets her know, hey, I wasn't trying to, like, put gum on your seat, I was trying to remove it. I've never been to school before, I've never had any real friends, so this is my first time, like, talking to people. I don't really know how it works out. And he offers her his umbrella, and the moment he does that, lightning strikes. And there's this old French saying of, like, when lightning strikes, that's like when love happens or something like that. I'm pretty sure that's what they're going for. I mean, they're French, so yeah. But that's the moment that Marinette falls in love with Adrian. And it's like the most iconic scene, honestly, from the series, still at this point, and it's a season 1 moment. So what do you guys think about the scene? I mean, I just explained everything, but I don't know. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I definitely agree with you that was a really, really beautiful scene. And I understand what you said about the lightning strike. I didn't know that part. I didn't know about that with, like, French culture. And I just think it's a super cute scene, and I honestly almost teared up when you described it to me because it's really, really heartfelt. It also kind of made me a little frustrated though because like, you know what I really wanted to happen? I wanted him to be like, let's walk home together and share an umbrella.
Yeah.
It makes sense though because his driver was, like, right outside, so I guess they wouldn't do that. But if his driver wasn't there for whatever reason, they could have walked home together. Well, I mean, and then she's across the street, so I guess it wouldn't work out that much. But still, that's what I wanted to happen in my shoujo trash anime brain. I just wanted them to get closer.
Yeah.
So that's how I would end the episode.
I never thought about that until you just mentioned that. I'm like, oh yeah, that'd be a pretty good way to end that scene. Well, I mean, we could get another umbrella scene down the line.
Yes.
Or maybe
that'd be so great. Oh my god, that would like tie everything together.
Yeah. I'm sure someone has written.
All the writers.
I'm sure someone has written. Yeah, hey, if you're working on season 5, guys, please. If you're already writing season 5 episodes, give us credit for that. Or give Dylan credit for that. No, I never thought about it that way. But, I mean, I'm sure someone's written a fanfic where that happens.
Probably.
But no, I can definitely see where you're coming from there. Yes, it could be a little frustrating. But again, honestly, the Origins episodes, the creator said that those were kind of more like bonus episodes for the fans to enjoy. Because, the show starts off, they're already superheroes, everybody knows who they are. So the Origins episodes are kind of like oh, you want to know how they became Ladybug and Cat Noir? You want to know how Marinette got a crush on Adrian? Here you go. Here's a little extra. That's why it's kind of like, oh, these are like bonus episodes, so watch them at the end of season 1. Which, I don't know why Netflix put them in the middle. Like, Netflix, y'all need to fix your episode order. Anyway, Chantal, what do you think of the umbrella scene?
Yeah, it was really, really sweet. And like seeing how, the moment that she falls in love with Adrian, it was so sweet because she doesn't really like him at first. And I'm like, oh man, like what's going on? It's like Marinette, like he's just trying to be nice and you're letting Chloe get in the way basically. And that umbrella scene is just so adorable. He's just trying to be nice and clear things up. And like Dylan said, I honestly thought they were gonna walk home together, but he's like, no, here's the umbrella. Here you go. I'm like, oh, okay.
That's a very Adrian thing to do though, because he's like kind of dopey and not completely there, so it makes sense.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, yes, it's like you want them to be romantically together, but I love at the end of the scene where Plague's like, ooh, you've got another girl to like maybe be romantic love interest with, and I forgot what Plague says exactly, but basically that's what he's saying. And then Adrian's like, oh, what, like, no, she's just like a friend, and then he kind of is like, oh my gosh, like I just made a friend.
Yeah,
like, oh my gosh,
yeah.
like I made a friend, oh my god, like it's the cutest thing ever. And it's just like, I mean, at this point we're kind of tired of Adrian being like, oh, Marinette's just a friend, she's just a really good friend, blah blah. But that scene right there it's okay when he says that, like, oh, she's my friend. Like, it's his realization, like, oh my god, like I can do this, I made a friend outside of home, like I can do this, I'm normal, like I can live a normal life, I have friends. And yeah, I love that. I mean, he's friends with Nino at that point, I guess. I mean, he doesn't really, like, it's like a kind of already, like, it doesn't need to be said that him and Nino are friends at the end of that Origins episode, but like Marinette is like the first person he is like, oh my god, like I made a friend all on my own. Especially because he thought she hated him.
Yeah.
I guess maybe like Marinette telling Adrian, like giving him a kiss on the cheek and stuff at the end of season 2 is close to that kind of scene because it's in front of everybody else. But I don't know, I think we need another scene like the umbrella scene where it's just the two of them together.
Yeah, I definitely think we're gonna get one later, for sure.
So do I, especially if eventually they do find out. I mean, they're going to, obviously. Especially, I hope that's how they reveal to each other. Everyone speculates how the reveal is gonna go. Well, I mean, we could talk about that, actually. That's another question I have. So, okay, so I think we're done talking about the umbrella scene. What do you guys think in the comments? Let us know what you guys thought of the umbrella scene, the most iconic scene from Ladybug Miraculous at this point. So, the reveal. It's going to happen at some point. But who do you think is going to reveal first? Or who do you think is going to find out that the other is a superhero first? A lot of people speculate. I kind of want Adrian to find out that Marinette is Ladybug first, but without telling her. Like, she doesn't need to tell him. I just want him to figure it out. Because then we can see more of Adrian being like, oh my gosh, like, Marinette's been Ladybug this whole time. Oh my gosh, I'm so stupid. Like, how did I not see this before? It's been Marinette this whole time. Like, Marinette is what I'm in love with. Oh my gosh, Marinette. And then he can finally kind of, like, fight for her, I guess. So I kind of want Adrian to find out that Marinette is Ladybug, but without her saying anything. I don't know how that would happen, but I want that to be the case. But what do you guys think?
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I think that would be more, like, it would make more sense, and it would also be more satisfying to the fans, too, I think, because we've been struggling with this for so long, along with Adrian's dumbball journey. So it would be really, I think it would be better that way, too. I agree with you, so.
Yeah, I was thinking Marinette at first, but after hearing you talk about it, I'm like, well, yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Like, if you really think about it, that would be more interesting than, having Marinette, because I feel like she's a little bit more clever and smarter, and maybe she'll eventually catch on. But then again, like, he's so different from Cat Noir, so it's kind of like, there's no way she could tell.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like she refuses to believe that Adrian could be Cat Noir. Just because she's like, oh, he is nothing like Cat Noir is nothing like Adrian. Adrian is the most perfect person in the world, and Cat Noir is a raging idiot. Like, but Marinette, it could be the same person. You don't know Adrian's true personality. Yeah, I hope the reveal is something like that, where one of them secretly finds it out, but they don't say anything. Just because, it's like, oh, I don't want to ruin anything, but I'm not going to say anything. Because also, they don't want to, let Hawkmoth know, obviously. Yeah. Especially because they still don't know who Hawkmoth is. We do as an audience, but the characters don't.
Right.
We're done with that little topic. What do you guys think in the comments? Let us know. Please let us know. I'm very curious to know what you guys think. Okay, so I have a few more questions of my own, and then we can go on to the questions that were asked on Twitter. So my next question is, okay, so you guys mentioned there are some characters you are not fans of. So who are those characters and why?
Oh, man.
So who wants to go first?
I think Chantal should go first because I have to think about this.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, for me, I think if you watch the show, I feel like it might be the obvious answer. The one that I really don't like would have to be Lila. Lila is just... Do you think Chloe's a bitch?
Yeah,
you haven't met Lila.
Yeah, Lila's an even bigger bitch. Honestly, she's so awful. She's so mean.
Yeah, she's very, very cruel, and she's also very clever with her lies. Because even oh my gosh, those lies that she says, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, how is anyone believing you though? And then Marinette, she's the only one that can really see who she really is, and Adrian too. And it's just like, why? Like I kind of get why she's a little bit of a liar, but at the same time, it's just like, girl, why are you lying? Why? Like, there's no need for all this drama, for all this gigantic disaster you're trying to cause. And then she's trying to make it her mission to make Marinette's life as miserable as possible.
Like, yeah, even more than Chloe. Because at
Mhm.
this point, I don't think Chloe really cares about Marinette that much anymore, like being mean to her.
Yeah, Chloe's definitely chilled down a lot. But I mean, once you meet Lila, you're like, oh no, Chloe's nothing. She,
Chloe's an angel compared to Lila.
yeah,
At least Chloe doesn't lie her ass off and have people believe that shit.
yeah. Oh my gosh. Anytime she pops in, I'm just like, oh my god, here we go. Here we go again.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I think the good thing, though, is that Adrian also knows that Lila is a huge liar at this point. Because at first he's like, oh, I don't, he doesn't have a problem with her. And then he sees that she is not a sincere, nice person. And, I mean, I kind of wish he would speak up more just because, like, obviously he can see that Marinette knows that Lila is a complete huge liar. But I feel like he wants to stay neutral and just kind of, like, I mean, agree with Marinette and be like, hey, like, but also, like, kind of try to work it behind the scenes where he can talk to Lila privately and be like, hey, you need to, like, stop lying because I know you're lying and it's not going to work on me.
Mhm. At least Adrian has Marinette's back when it comes to Lila.
Yeah, because even Alia...
Oh man, Alia.
Alia, why? So yes, no, I agree. I'm pretty sure, yeah, Lila is the one I dislike the most. I mean, they did a good job with her because she's such a bitch. Like, I hate her.
Mhm.
She's just...
Yeah.
She's just so annoying.
And she's super clever with her lies and her trying to get what she wants. Like, she gets it super easily. She managed to wiggle her way in with Adrian's dad.
Yeah. Okay, so, Dylan, who do you dislike the most in this show? Because, again, it's okay for us to dislike characters. That's the fun about this show is, like, there's characters you love to hate.
Right. Well, actually, my least favorite character... I haven't watched season 3 yet, so I don't know how he is in this season, but I don't like Kim. Mostly because he's the typical jock boy, and I never had that friend, so I don't know how they are, but he's so pompous, and he's just bugs to me. I don't really care about him. Even though I do like my muscle boys, he also has to have a good personality too. So I don't know. Just Kim's not my favorite.
I completely understand. Yeah, Kim.
Yeah.
Kim is an idiot.
Although I will say that I really like him and Chloe together, and
Ooh.
I felt really bad when Chloe got like rejected him in season 1. I felt bad for him, and I think they're two kind of bitchy people that would go perfectly together. So let the bitches be bitches, I always say.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that because a lot of people actually ship Chloe with Nathaniel.
Oh.
Yeah, a lot of people ship them together. But I mean, Nathaniel and Mark though, like, come on. We need more of these, like, LGBT ships, guys. Come on.
I agree. Oh my god.
Mark is also fucking adorable too. Like, he's so cute. Definitely another, like, one of my, like, someone I probably would have been friends in high school with. Because he's fucking adorable, and he's a writer. Like, come on, I'm gonna love him. But yeah, a lot of people ship Chloe with Nathaniel. Kim and Chloe is a pretty good ship. I don't know, the Siren episode with Ondine, who's played by Erica Harlacher in the English dub.
Yeah.
She's adorable. I love her. I love that character. And, like, you feel so bad for her because, like, oh, she obviously likes Kim, and, like, she probably only gets to see him when they're at swim practice, and, like, yeah, so, no, but I can totally see why you don't like Kim. Like, yeah, in the fucking Animan episode, I'm like, Kim, you're a fucking idiot. Like, why would you insult this animal to its face?
Oh, I know, that was so frustrating.
Like, no wonder this fucking dude is gonna go after you, you dumbass.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of like, Max, why are you best friends with Kim? Like, what the fuck?
I know,
Yeah.
I love Max too. Oh, man.
Yeah, Max is cool.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I think he's too nerdy sometimes, though. I'm like, dude, shut up. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Calm down. You don't need to read all these statistics to us. It's fine.
Yeah.
But I love the class. Actually, what do you guys think of their class, their homeroom class? We could talk about them a little bit. Especially because literally everyone in their class has been akumatized.
Yes.
Oh man,
So,
yeah.
even the teacher, Miss Bustier.
Yeah, I definitely have a favorite character that we didn't talk about that is probably my ultimate ship, and that is Ivan and Mei Lin.
Oh, I love Ivan and Milan. They're so cute.
I
Mhm.
love them, and I can relate to both of them in different ways. With Ivan, he's the bigger boy. He looks like a bully, but he's really not. And he's also the goth boy too, kind of,
Hmm.
or like the metal punk kid, I guess.
Yeah.
I like that part of him too, and I can also just really relate to him for being the bigger kid because, people underestimate him or overestimate him maybe. Like they think because he's bigger he's stronger, but inside he's like a really sweet, like innocent guy who likes to write love songs, and like I just love them so much, and I love Mei Lin. I think she's really sweet, and I can also relate to her like being afraid of a lot of things, and I think they work really well together, and they're just super cute, and I just love them so much. So yeah, they're my favorite like classmate characters for sure.
Oh, yeah, I love them too. They're such a cute ship, and I love that they're like the first ship in the show that like becomes like canon. Like they're the first like relationship in the class out of like all of their friends. That's like canon.
Yes.
Because like now at this point they've been like together for a while, so like they go to the ice cream man, and like they've gotten like the love ice cream or whatever already. Like they've been on dates together, and like they're still friends with everybody. Like they're not the couple that's like, oh yeah, we just hang out with each other. We don't hang out with our friends anymore. Like I hate when people are like that. Like when they stop hanging out with their friends just to be with their
Yeah.
significant other, like, and nobody else. Like that's not a healthy relationship. Like hanging out with your
No,
friends and being
I agree.
together as friends, and not just as like romantic partners, but like also just as friends in general, like, and hanging out with your friends and having a good time. Like I love that they're one of the couples that like you can see that in the show.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Mhm.
My other favorite character that we didn't talk about was Julika. Well, we talked about her a little bit. And I talked about her a little bit, but I love her, how she's kind of like the invisible girl. And I think a lot of us can relate to that, how we don't get the time to shine really in school, especially in high school, because high school is just a mess.
It's a popularity contest.
Yeah, and so I can relate to her because I was very shy and very like I only had like 2 friends in high school, so I really love her character, and especially love the episode where she can't get her picture taken.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of my favorite episodes. I love that so much.
That episode's
Yeah.
really good. Reflect Doll, which is a season 3 episode. Oh, mwah, so good.
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
So good. Oh, I can't wait for you to see that. It's beautiful. It's
Yay.
beautiful. All I have to say about that episode: Kwame swap,
Oh,
Miraculous swap.
that's interesting.
It's so good.
Ooh, I'm excited.
Yes, that's all I will say about that episode. It's like a sequel to the Reflecta episode.
Cool.
So, Chantal. Or is that how you want to talk? All you wanted to say, Dylan?
Yeah, those are my other
Okay.
favorite characters.
Okay, Chantal.
Okay. To me, my favorites from the class would be Julika 2 and Rose. I love their little friendship. Like they're so
Oh, yeah.
adorable together.
Oh yeah, people ship them together a lot too.
Forgot about
Yeah.
Rose.
So like, you know,
They're just so cute together, and their
Yeah.
interactions are very, very adorable. And Rose is just so sweet.
yeah. Like Rose getting akumatized was always like, what? Like even
Mhm.
Rose, like she's so sweet and cute, and like nope, she can get akumatized too. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love her relationship with Julika also. Like they have such a good friendship.
Oh, yeah.
I can see why people would ship them too, because they're really adorable together.
They are.
Like, you know, if they did end up being girlfriends, like, ooh, I would love that. So cute.
I would too. Oh, that would be so
Mhm.
great. I never thought about that until just now, so
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it.
Yes. A lot of people consider that to be kind of canon. I mean, they haven't outright said anything. Like, I think they have said like like that they're friends and they have like a friendship, but I'm not sure if it's like discreetly like romantic or they're just really really good friends and like you know, because sometimes you know really good friends are just like that. You know, nothing wrong with that, but it would still be really adorable if they got together.
Yeah.
Right.
But I like them too. I love Julika. Julika's probably my favorite character in the class. Just because, like, you know, reasons. I love her. She's so cute. I love her style, her, like, purple hair. I mean, you know, purple is my favorite color. I gotta go with the purple.
Yes.
She's
Yes,
super
the purple
cute.
hair.
Yeah, she's super cute. Like, she looks like someone I would have wanted to be friends with in high school. Like, she's so cute and, like, she's just a good friend and everyone wants to, you know, eventually everyone is like, in that Reflecta episode, you know, they're like, yeah, we want Julika in the pictures and stuff, like, and, you know, she gets to be in the pictures and everything's all good. And then, of course, you know, like we were mentioned earlier when we talked about Luca, like, she and Luca have a really good sibling relationship. Like, you know, he's a really good brother to her and he really cares about her. And, you know, you can tell she really cares about him. Like, they're good siblings, and, you know, Julika's a good friend. I also really like Nathaniel a lot, too. And I like Alex, too.
Yeah.
Like, Alex is cool. But actually, I know the creator said that, like, originally, Alex, Chloe, and Sabrina were supposed to be, like, a trio. Because they're supposed to be an homage to Sam, Alex, and Clover from Totally Spies.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, so that's why, like, Chloe has blonde hair like Clover, Alex is named Alex, and Sabrina has red hair like Sam. But then they scrapped that, so Alex isn't, like, part of Chloe and Sabrina. She's just, like, there. But yeah,
Interesting.
so there's another little fun fact for you guys
That's cool.
about Miraculous. See?
Mm-hmm.
It's just so interesting. Okay, so we've talked about the class, talked about the umbrella scene, we've talked about... Okay, so my other, well, like, last question is kind of like a double question. So what is your guys' favorite akumatized villain and why? And what's your favorite episode out of seasons 1 and 2?
Oh man.
Because
Shoot.
the villains are cool.
Yes, I'm looking over my favorite episodes right now. If we're just talking about season 1 first, let's say my favorite villain would probably be when Jagged Stone becomes akumatized. He becomes the guitar villain.
Oh
Yes.
yes.
I love him. Rock and roll.
Yes, I love Jagged Stone.
So he's one of my favorite, like, minor characters too. And then favorite, like, season 2 akumatized villains. Oh man, oh, there's so many good ones. This is hard. I really like Robustus, who is from Markov, Max's little robot.
Yes.
How he becomes akumatized. I love that episode so much because I'm a huge fan of Mecha. This is like the Gundam episode of Miraculous, so it was one of my favorites. I really liked that episode, and I love the, like, it really also reminded me of I'm gonna bring it back to Power Rangers again with like the giant robots or giant monsters. But I really liked that episode, and I liked their little like friendship relationship too. It's really interesting. So yeah, I think those are my favorites.
Let's see.
Nice choices.
Thanks.
Oh man, this is so hard to like choose a favorite. But the one that comes to mind, I think it would have to be the evil illustrator. Jesus, when Nathaniel
Yeah.
Yes.
Evil Illustrator.
yeah, I thought that one was super interesting, especially
That was
because
really
he has a crush on Marinette, and he's like doing this for Marinette, and he's like, I'm not gonna hurt you because I like you. It's like, oh, he just has a crush, and he got akumatized because of Chloe, of course. Oh man, but I really like that one. That one was a cool one.
Yeah, Nathaniel's a really sweet character. I also relate to him because I'm an artist, so I can like understand him in a little bit more. So yeah, I definitely agree with you. I think that's a really lovely choice.
Oh man, and then like from season 2, I'm just gonna add like 2 silly ones that I thought were like so silly. I was like, oh my gosh, and that was the baby that gets akumatized.
Oh, yeah.
That one was like, why? And even Hawkmoth was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go with it.
Oh my gosh.
It was hilarious. And then the other one that I really liked that I thought was pretty freaking hilarious was Santa.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
The Christmas special.
Santa gets akumatized, and I was like, even Santa can't escape.
Nope.
So yeah, those were my favorites.
Also, I forgot about the Christmas special. It's a musical. They sing songs in it.
Yes.
That one was a good one.
I have the songs on my phone.
Oh.
Yeah, I bought it on iTunes. Yeah, actually, I'm looking at it right now. So, the Christmas special takes place between the Collector and Despair Bear.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's the timeline. Which, again, the timeline for Miraculous is very foggy. Because we're already in season 3, and they're still saying, like, oh, Cat Noir and Ladybug showed up, like, a few months ago. It's only been a few months since they've been saving Paris all the time, so it's, like, it hasn't been very long at this point still, but, you know, the things are happening very fast.
Yeah.
I actually really like Copycat. That one's really good. Just because, like, oh, it's Cat Noir still. Like, that's pretty funny.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
I think I like the Gamer episode as well. In terms of, like, akumatized villains. Just because, like, they get to play, like, it's like a video game. And development between Marinette and Adrian in that episode, and because they do like stupid Street Fighter noises.
Yeah, that was so awesome.
Yeah.
So that's one of my favorite episodes. I think in my old list, my top 10 list, I think I put my favorite episodes were the Origins episodes for season 1 anyway. Just because, you know, you get to see everything, how it started, and of course the umbrella scene. Obviously, we already talked about that.
Yeah.
And then, like, in terms of, like, just akumatized villains, man, I guess I really like Lady Wi-Fi. I like Alia akumatized.
Yeah, I love Alia.
I think that's pretty cool. I mean, it's, like, not cool because she gets akumatized, but, like, you know, I think her powers are pretty cool.
Yeah.
As Lady Wi-Fi. In season 2, in terms of, like, my favorite episode, well, I like Captain Hard Rock for obvious reasons.
That was a good one too.
Because that's when we first meet Luca. Oh, I like the Sandboy episode. Because you get to see all the other Kwamis. That episode's pretty cool. I like Gorazilla. That episode is really good.
That was a good one too.
When, like, Adrian and Marinette have to, like, hide because Adrian wants to see this movie that his mom is in, and it's, like, the only chance he gets to see it in a theater. he kind of has to rope Marinette into like coming with him because they just get like she just has to go run away with him just because like she's kind of caught up in him running away. But anyway, those were my questions. I mean, I'm gonna cut this down obviously. So those were my questions. So now we're gonna move on to the Twitter questions we got. We didn't get that many, but that's okay because I did have quite a few questions for you guys with this episode. And again, in the description or in the comments, answer some of these questions if you guys want to. Like, if you're watching, let us know. I'm curious. What do you guys think? I mean, you don't have to answer every question, but like every question you find interesting. So, we have some questions. All of these first 3 questions are from Savage Luffy on Twitter. So the first question is, out of the revealed transformations so far, who is your most favorite? We'll only go up to season 2 just because I don't want to spoil like the other transformations. So we'll just do up to season 2. So what are your guys? Who is your favorite transformation?
My favorite so far is my original favorite, Cat Noir. I just love him. He's just fun, and I love his puns, and we talked about that before, but he's just a really fun character. So yep, Cat Noir.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because again, the other thing about this show is like the magical girl kind of transformations that they have. You know, they always got to put on a costume in every episode. Like, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
So I love that that's an element in the show that is still going on. Like every time someone gets a new Miraculous, it's like, ooh, what's their transformation gonna look like? And then you get to see it, and you're like, ooh. But yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Cat Noir is still really cool, and I love the like variations for Ladybug and Cat Noir because they can power up their Kwamis. So far, we've only got the ice and the water ones. Well, we didn't see Cat Noir's water aqua transformation, but we saw Ladybug's, and we saw both of their ice transformations. So those were cool. Mm-hmm. No pun intended.
Yeah.
So, well, that's a good choice, Dylan. I'm glad you picked Cat Noir. That one's really good. That's a good choice.
Yes.
And Chantal?
For me, I had to think about it for a little bit, but when it comes down to it, I think my favorite transformation is Chloe's as Queen Bee. Just because hers is always so fun to watch. I always like watching her transformation anytime she turns into Queen Bee. Like, mm-hmm. It's just so fun.
Yeah, I agree. Like, out of like the other 3 that aren't Ladybug and Cat Noir, I think Chloe's is my favorite because I like the music. I like the little theme song they gave to her, and I just like how she I don't know. And I'm just like, oh, Chloe's so annoying, but like her transformation is really cool.
Yeah.
And then out of Ladybug and Cat Noir, I don't know. I like both their transformations. I mean, I like all of them. You can watch all of the transformations. There's a video that someone put on YouTube. Or you can watch all of them, even the season 3 transformations, but I won't say anything else. I'll probably send that video to you, Dylan.
Cool.
So you can watch it. You can see everyone's transformations.
Yay.
Yay. Okay, so the next question again from Savage Luffy. How long do you think this series is going to last for? Forever!
Yeah, it's gonna be like Power Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
No, but really, I mean, it's greenlit up to a 5th season, so I don't remember how many seasons they said they wanted. I think maybe 5. 5 or 6 is like, I think what they were shooting for, but I don't know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not gonna last forever. I wish it would, but, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, there are other Miraculous projects.
That's cool. Yeah, they could always do spin-offs, so.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think 5 is a good number, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, it would be cool to see this go on forever, but also I like when shows end, because eventually, like, it gets to a point where it's a little bit hard to watch, I guess.
Yeah.
So I think 5's a good number. Mm-hmm. 5 or 6.
Yeah, because eventually it's gonna get like stale, monotonous. It's like, okay, like, is there anything new going on? Yeah, unless it's like there's like a spin-off or like a sequel series where like maybe they're older or something, like that would be interesting.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think 5. It's either 5 or 6. I can't remember, but I know it's going to end eventually, and I will be very sad when it does end. But
Yeah.
but I know. I mean, there's Miraculous projects going on. Like they want to do a live action movie. I think that was pushed back to like
Oh, that's
2021.
cool.
I think. And then I know they want to do a stage musical
Oh,
for
okay.
it. So
Oh, that'd be
I don't
awesome.
know. I don't know what's going on with that. I think it's gonna be in French, but I'm not sure. Because they do a lot with the French stuff.
Mhm.
I mean, it's a French cartoon, so they do a lot of things in France with it and for it. So we'll see what happens. But I do know that they want to do a live action movie, and that's like been pushed back, I think, to 2021, and a musical.
Oh, okay.
So we're gonna get more Miraculous stuff eventually. So yeah, I mean, I want it to last forever, but I know it's not going to, and that's okay. Yeah, like you said, I don't want it to get too boring or monotonous after a while, and then be kind of like, oh, when is this over?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like Miraculous doesn't need 900 episodes or anything.
Right.
5 seasons is good.
Yeah, it's a good number.
Okay, so I think that answers that question. And then this last question from Savage Luffy: do you prefer the French dub or the English dub? I think you guys have only seen the English dub, so
Yeah.
can't really judge it on that. I like the French dub. It's very good. I mean, it takes place in France, so obviously, like, it's cute to hear them say things in French. Marinette and Adrian's voices are really good in French. I mean, it's a different dynamic than in English, obviously, but it's still really cute. I don't know. I think it just depends on the person. Like, if I have, like, when the show was first coming out, or, like, you know, Nickelodeon wasn't showing shit, like, they weren't premiering anything, and, like, we couldn't get an English dub for, like, eons, I had to watch the French version. And sometimes I had to watch it without subtitles because the fan subs had not been done yet. So I'm just watching raw French, and I don't speak French. I don't know what the hell they're saying. But it's pleasant to listen to. Except maybe Plag's voice, because he sounds like an old man. But everybody else sounds good in French. So I like the French dub. I've seen the French dub. I've seen the Korean dub. The Korean dub is good. Everyone just sounds too old. Same thing with the Latin American Spanish dub. Everyone sounds way too old. The German dub is weird. The Japanese dub is good. Japanese is really good. But yeah, I think honestly, like, I prefer the English dub. Like, just to watch it in English. Just because, like, I'm so used to those are their voices, and my native language is English, so I'm going to enjoy the English dub. So all of you English dub haters out there, like, no. I don't know what people's problem is with the English dub specifically. A lot of people are like, oh, it sucks. Like, what? Why? You're not giving me reasons why. It's probably just because you have this stigma that oh, it's English dubs. But I'm like, hey. They got good dub actors to, like, be on this show. Like, they're not just some randos on the street. These are, like, pro, you know, dub actors that do anime dubs all the time. So, like, they know what they're doing, and they sound good.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts on the English dub?
I love it. I think all the actors do a really great job, and it's, you know, I've always preferred English dubs personally, just because it's easier to watch. So, yeah, that's why I really like the dub.
So, it's all you dub haters out there. Y'all
Plus, I've met a lot of the voice actors too. So.
Yeah. See, and yeah, that's. And at this point, I mean, they've been these characters for 4 years, so those are their voices. Those will always be their English voices. So, whatever.
And they put a lot of work and effort into it too. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not easy to adapt something into English, especially. I don't know how it is with French, like the difference, but like with Japanese, like Japanese is such a different language than our English language that it's, they have to make changes and they have to take liberties because it's not easy. So that's why I respect them for that.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I can't imagine anybody else being these characters except for the English actors. I mean, I enjoy the French dub; it's very good, like I said before. But yeah, I prefer to watch the show in English. I can have it on in the background. I can enjoy it. However, however I want. And yeah, the cool thing about Miraculous is like they take a lot of care into the English dub. So much so that like they'll like post videos of them like behind the scenes recording, and you can like you can see Christina V like recording like, oh, Miraculous Ladybug, like she records every single saying. Every time she says Miraculous Ladybug, like she records it individually.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so like there's videos on Instagram, Twitter, like you can see them recording. Same with like Bryce, you can see him recording stuff for Cat Noir. Everybody, I mean, they're very thorough, and they care a lot. Obviously they care about these characters. They're not going to like purposefully do a bad job. So I mean, if you don't like the English dub, that's completely fine. That's what's great about Miraculous. You can watch it in any language you want because there's so many dubs.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, not all the dubs. I don't think all the dubs are perfect or great, but the English dub is one of the best.
Yeah.
So, yeah. To those dub haters. What do you think, Chantal?
Yeah, I mean, you guys have said mostly everything there. It's a good dub, and it's basically, voice actors that we all know and love, especially if you've seen anime. You know these voices, you hear them often, so it's kind of like, how can you not love the dub?
Yeah, and it's cool because it's like I usually hear them in anime dubs, but like no, this isn't anime; it's a French cartoon. It's 3D.
Yeah, and then it's a cartoon. Like, hello, just let it be.
And actually, I'm pretty sure the animation is synced up for the English dialogue. Like I think the mouth movements are for the English dialogue. I could be wrong, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Because sometimes even with like the French dub, like I'll watch the mouth movements and they don't match completely with what they're saying in French. So I think they matched them to the English dub, but I'm not sure.
Okay, cool.
But yeah. So yeah, we enjoy the dub, so. And then our last question that we got on Twitter is from Shanna, our good friend Shanna. We all love Shanna. She's been watching it too. So I'm glad she got to finish it before this episode was recorded. So she said, favorite Miraculous that isn't the main two. So not Ladybug or Cat Noir. Not the Ladybug Miraculous or the Cat Miraculous. Speaking of season 2, I'm going to have to say the Fox Miraculous. Because you can create illusions with the Fox Miraculous, and I think that's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like, that's a cool power. And, like, you use a flute. Like, that's pretty cool. I don't know. I think that's the coolest one.
Yeah, that one's a really cool one. But I also like, Nino's, too. His is a fun one, too.
The turtle?
Yeah. And then Waze is so cute. And I like how every time they interact with each other, like, dude. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so cute.
Yeah. Yeah, Nino's got that Captain America shield vibe going on. With the turtle shell, which is cool. I mean, I think every Miraculous has its own unique aspects that everybody can enjoy. But yeah, I think the Fox, out of the ones in season 2 that aren't the main two Miraculous, I think the Fox one is my favorite. Because the bee one is cool, like, and she gets like a spinning top, like that's cool, but like, I don't know, illusions are cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I do like the Fox as well. Just especially with all the lore that goes into like Fox and Kitsune too. That's really cool.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I agree.
And sneak preview of I guess my favorite Miraculous in season 3. I don't know. I guess the
I have two
dragon. I guess the
favorites.
dragon Miraculous is pretty cool,
Oh yeah, that one's a cool one too.
but I won't say what it does. You'll have to find out.
Yeah, mine was for season 3 was the snake and the Kwame swap.
Oh yes, yes, so cool. Yeah, there's gonna be more in the future. Obviously, there are more Miraculouses and more Kwames to see. But yeah, those are all the questions. Oh man, I'm so sad. That means this episode's coming to an end.
Yeah.
I know.
Like, I kind of want to just start singing, this is a song that never ends. It goes on and on, my friend. Like, so it doesn't end. Just because this episode was so fun. So,
Yeah.
okay, I guess final overall thoughts on Miraculous Ladybug. Go ahead, you guys. Whoever wants to go first, you have the floor.
I think this is just a really fun, cute show that you should definitely give a chance because there's a lot more to it, and it's also a very human show, and I really like how we all have our weaknesses in life, and we can all do our best to overcome them and become heroes. That's a good way to end it.
Yay! Those are good overall thoughts. Chantal?
Yeah, I think Mia has said this before. Miraculous is definitely not for kids. Like, it is, but it's not just for kids. It has a story, and it's a really good story. And seeing, especially now with season 3, getting more information as time goes on, it's just like, oh man, like, things are getting really interesting. And the transformations are always so fun, and you just can't wait to see like the other Kwames and see who else is going to get a Miraculous and see the other transformations. That's like one of the things I always get excited for. I'm like, oh, we're going to get a new transformation. Like, yes. And they're always fun to see. And then all the characters are just very, very lovable. Like, you can't, well, besides Lila.
You can't not love them.
Yeah. It's a fun show.
Well, my final overall thoughts, at least on seasons 1 and 2. I never thought that it would get this popular. Honestly, I thought it was going to be this little niche thing where like, oh, a few people like it. It's going to get like 1 or 2 seasons. But no, I really I shouldn't have underestimated it, but when it first came out, I was like, oh, I really hope this show does well because a lot of people, I really want a lot of people to watch it and enjoy it. Like, I felt like I was part of this very small group of people that liked it and were interested. But, I just would not shut up about it to a lot of different people. And I got a bunch of people to watch it. A lot of my theater kids that I would talk to, that I would do shows with and direct and stuff, I would tell them all about it and they would watch it and they loved it. I had a friend from high school who follows me on Twitter. I remember like a few years ago, I mentioned Miraculous a bunch on Twitter, and like, I think it was when season 2 was first coming out. She like DM'd me and was like, hey, I just want to let you know, like, since you kept talking about that Miraculous show, like, I watched it and I love it. Like, I'm so glad that, like, you kept talking about it on Twitter because I watched it and I fell in love with it. And I'm just like, whoa. Like, I've had so many friends where I'm like, hey, you should watch Miraculous. And it's just like, it's something everybody can enjoy. Like, my brother really likes Miraculous. And now, we're doing this podcast and I'm like, you know what? My first pick's gonna be Miraculous because I want more people to get a chance to see it and enjoy it. And I don't know, I want more people to love it because I want more people to give it love and get it so that way we get more Miraculous stuff. Yeah. And it's it's just it's a show with a very special place in my heart. I don't know. I just really relate to it. I have miraculous toys, guys. Like, I have toys, like merchandise for kids. Like, I have Kwame plushies of Plague and Tiki. Like, that's how much I love this show. I have action figures of Ladybug and Cat Noir. I have the damn bug phone, for crying out loud. Like, I love this show, not just because it's like superheroes, but I love everything about it. It's something that I never thought I would fall in love with, and I did. Like, I never thought that looking at these fucking GIFs on Tumblr and being like, what the hell is this? Like, if I hadn't been so curious, I never would have known. And we wouldn't be sitting here recording this episode. So I am really glad I chose this as my first pick for the podcast. And, you know, it's September. My birthday is in September. So I wanted to pick something really special to me. And Miraculous is that. So yeah, I don't want to get too sentimental or anything, but yeah, Miraculous is so special to me. So I'm glad that we could do this episode, and I'm glad you guys came along for the journey, at least for the journey so far, since season 3 is still happening.
Yay!
And we're gonna get more. So those are my overall thoughts. So real quick, we have announcements before we say goodbye. So our next episode is going to be a bonus episode. So Chantal, you go ahead and talk about that. You have the floor.
Okay, so if you guys don't follow us on Twitter, then you probably don't know, but we're gonna do a bonus episode on Given because me and Mia love it a lot, and we've been dying to talk about it. We wanted to like do it on a weekly, like to talk about it, but just things didn't work out, and just Erica's schedule right now because she's in school. Things didn't work out, so she's gonna miss that episode as well, unfortunately. So, but we do have a special guest coming in. But stay tuned, you'll find out when we drop the episode. Next month's episode, which is gonna be my pick once again. And I feel like if you know me, you probably have an idea what it's gonna be. And it's gonna be my volleyball boys, Haikyuu. We're gonna talk about Haikyuu. I'm so excited, I'm so excited to talk about my boys. And season 4 is coming in January, so I picked a perfect time. I know Erica said she's seen it. Mia's the only one that's gonna be completely new, so I'm excited to see who's her husbando. It's gonna be.
That's exciting.
Yeah, I'm a kind of scared, but you know, I mean, I love sports anime, so I'm very excited to start Haikyuu. It's been on my queue forever. It's just I haven't gotten around to watching it, but this is the perfect time to do so. So
it's on your high queue.
Yes, it is. Ooh, that was a good Cat Noir would be proud.
Yes.
Yeah, get excited, guys. So, yes, Haikyuu next month, and Given, which is our next bonus episode, which will be the next episode up on this channel. Speaking of YouTube channels, Dylan, you have your own YouTube channel. Why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about it so people can go and subscribe to you and follow you on Twitter if they aren't already, because I mean, like, why wouldn't they be?
Oh, thank you. Well, my YouTube is oh my god, that is my old YouTube. My YouTube is DynamicDylan, and I talk about manga and BL and anime, so you can follow me on there. And I'm No, I am not that anymore. And I am DynamicDylan26 on Twitter, so you can follow me on there. That was hard. I thought it was back in 2009.
It's okay. don't worry, because I'm going to put all that information in the description, and then I'm also going to put your channel up in the end card of this episode, Dylan, so that way people can click on your face, and they can go and subscribe to you. Because Dylan makes really great videos, guys. I watch every single one of them during my lunch breaks. So whenever you upload a new video, honestly, I watch them on my lunch breaks at work, because that's when I have me time, and it's only 30 minutes, so I gotta have, time to watch certain things. So I watch all my friends' videos on my lunch breaks during work. So, of course. Let's see, what else? I think that's it. I think those are all the announcements we have so far. Don't forget to subscribe to Chantal and I. We have our own YouTube channels. Y'all already know what the hell we talk about. We make Udapri scouting videos all the time. I don't know, that's what I've been making lately.
Yeah.
And yeah, follow us on Twitter. I'll be linked in the description below. Follow Erica on Twitter. She has her own Twitter as well, so go give her a follow as well. We're so sorry that she couldn't be in this episode and in the next episode. Again, her school schedule is a little bit busy, but she will be back for the October episode, so don't worry, guys. Erica will be back for the Haikyuu episode.
Yay!
And Dylan, thank you so much for joining us today and being our first special guest on the podcast. I'm so happy that you agreed to be in here, because I was really excited for you to watch Miraculous.
Yay! Thank you for having me. It was so much fun. I'm really glad I did as well.
Yay!
Yay!
Well, I will definitely ask you back as a special guest again.
Mm-hmm.
Yay! Awesome.
Because
I'm excited.
Because this was so much fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yay! I'm glad. Oh, my tits hurt so bad. I'm smiling like a little buddy. I don't know.
Well,
where's my fan?
I know, I need a fan too. Well, everybody, thank you guys so much for watching and listening to this new episode of the Q for You podcast. Again, thank you, Dylan, so much for joining us as our first special guest. Thank you, Erica. I know you couldn't be here, but, thank you so much for being part of the podcast. And Chantal, you as well. Like, I wouldn't have, come up with the idea to do a podcast if I didn't want to talk with you guys about things and get to watch things that maybe I didn't think of watching before, and just to become more exposed to different things. And I'm really glad that I got to pick Miraculous for my first official pick, because very special to my heart. So I hope more people got to watch Miraculous. And go watch season 3. You guys can all watch season 3 now, because maybe we'll do another episode later on down the line on what's happening with Miraculous.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Yes, like a follow-up episode. Maybe when season 4 is done. I don't know. We'll see.
That'd be cool.
Whenever that is. So don't forget to subscribe, guys. Hit the notification bell so that way you guys are notified every time we upload a video to this channel. Subscribe to, again, me, Dylan, and Chantal on YouTube. And go follow me, Dylan, Chantal, and Erica on Twitter. And of course, go follow our podcast Twitter so you guys can know when we're taking questions and whenever we're doing collabs and whenever we have special guests lined up and what we're watching. So with that being said, let's all put our fists together. I know we're not actually doing it, but I'm actually putting my fist out.
I'm doing it. Pound it.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do a pound it on 3. 1,
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Pound it! Thank you guys. We'll have fun in our next episode. So bye.
Bye.
Bye.